says this is about protecting the public employees, the union members snicker. And I get that. I get that they feel like they are what protects the public employees. But there are circumstances where the tail wags the dog. And the unions are supposed to be, they're supposed to be the tail. Okay? The public employees should be controlling things and controlling the union. And we're seeing quite a bit where there's national level unions that kind of control the employees more than the employees control their unions. And so I want to talk a little bit about, what this bill does. Well, one of the issues is, we want to make sure that taxpayer dollars are not paying for union activities. I haven't heard anyone that has a problem with that. It seems like the unions don't really want the taxpayers to be paying for their activities. They're fine with the dues paying for their activities. I haven't heard any opposition to that part of it. I think everybody's good with that. There's the issue of being neutral on public property usage. There's been some confusion, but I don't know that that was a particularly controversial thing. Everybody gets to use public property within the hours that everyone else can use public property or can rent a public facility, things like that. That's not a huge issue here. The two that were causing some consternation were requiring employees to recertify whether they want their dues to be deducted each year. I was looking through some of our public unions. It seems that it's not quite as easy to get out, and inertia matters. And I don't think any of the unions want people who don't want to be part of the union paying their dues just because they forgot to say, I don't want to be part of this anymore. Unions want employees that care about being part of the union. And this merely says you have to, there has to be some affirmative action to stay in the union because they like what you're doing. And then the last thing is the recertification piece. And this is the part that I think is the most important in it. It very well may be that every single union is recertified. They have an organization. We've seen that they can organize and get together. But, the national level unions, where some of the dues from our local unions go, tend to push things down. I asked the UEA representative, has the UEA ever taken a position against what the NEA has taken a position on? And she wasn't aware of any. But if you think about some of the positions that the NEA has taken, and that drags the UEA and every single employee along. Now, there was some comments that what prompted this bill? I've never heard of anything like this. Well, I've heard about it a lot. I've heard a lot of union members that say, I don't like the positions my union takes. I don't like that my position is affiliated with national level unions. I don't like that they want, for example, take the NEA. They've been drafting bills across the nation and pushing the idea of teaching about transgender ideology for K through third grade. Now that's opposed by 78% of Utahns. 78%. And that union is pushing that, and they're dragging those union members along. And it's a very good conversation for union members to say, every 5 years, do we want our union to continue to be our union, or is it time to change direction? Because right now they don't have that opportunity. And 5 years is a long time. Every 4 years, we have an opportunity to decide whether to re-elect a governor or change our governor. Same with the AG. We have an opportunity to change senators every 4 years on the state level, every 6 years on the federal level. House of Representatives, we're up every 2 years for accountability, but the unions have not had an opportunity to recertify in a long time. It's okay for them to have to recertify every 5 years and have all the employees say, this is the group that represents us best. These are minor issues that really are about protecting public employees so that they can choose, this is the union we want. This is not decertifying the union. It's saying they can choose which union represents them best, and I want to be a part of it. It's only giving those choices. And it's strange to me that this is the most offensive and threatening thing that's been up here on Capitol Hill to the unions. I think that it's a good bill. I agree with including all unions because I don't think it degrades the unions. It just says, make sure that the members that want to be part of a union can be part of the union that they're signing up for. And I think that we should pass it through, and I think it will do well. I think it will in fact protect the public employees, which sometimes don't align with their unions, and they'll have that choice to make. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so now the motion before us is to pass with a favorable